in sunny South Florida, just south of Key Biscayne. I can see Stiltsville in the background. And we're on the Formula 457 CCS. For Boat Test, I'm Captain Shelley.
And I'm Captain Tripp, and in this video, we're going to go over some performance numbers, give you all some speed, RPM, and fuel data, as well as go over some of the performance aspects of the boat. Good gracious, these are some large assets on the back of this thing, and they're custom painted to match the boat.
They are nice. Yeah, Formula has decided to outfit this boat with the triple V12 600s. Man, I am excited to see how this boat does on the water.
Yeah, let's go have some fun.
All right.
Now we're going to start collecting our running data, and as we go up through 500 RPM increments, I'm going to be collecting RPM, speed, and fuel burn, as well as the decibel sound level at each RPM. All right, let's bring it up to 2,000.
All right, bringing it up to 2,000. 2,000 RPM, we've got 9.3 miles per hour, 15.3 gallons per hour in fuel burn, and about 69 dBA. And we're going to perform this test 3 times. We'll take an average of all 3 of those test numbers, and that'll be what we report as the performance numbers for the Formula 457 CCS.
The Formula 457 CCS boasts an overall length of 49 feet 8 inches, a beam measuring 13 foot 9 inches, and a draft of 54 inches with 22 degrees of dead rise in the hull. Its approximate weight stands at 33,250 pounds. Now, on our test day, with 390 gallons of fuel and 5 people on board, our estimated test weight was 36,670 pounds. Powered by triple Mercury 600 V12s that peaked out at 6,345 RPM, we achieved a top speed of 62 miles an hour. The optimal cruising speed was found at 4,500 RPM, registering 40.2 miles an hour. At this speed, the fuel consumption was 81.2 gallons per hour, translating to 0.5 miles per gallon. This gives us a range of 311.5 statute miles, while factoring in a 10% fuel reserve from the boat's 700-gallon fuel capacity. In our acceleration test, she went from 0 to 20 miles an hour in 6.5 seconds, and 0 to 30 miles an hour was achieved in 11.1 seconds.
So as we head to our next destination, Stiltsville here in South Miami, why don't we talk a little bit about how she performed during our testing?
Yeah, well, I think I was pretty surprised. Being a 35,000-pound boat, 45 feet long, it really handled pretty well. And you can tell with that weight, she was really stable in the water and would really sit down in those turns and carve out a good smooth turn. I was impressed.
Yeah, and when we were performing the tests on the pole shots, I noticed that if we just slammed the throttle forward, then there was a decent amount of bow rise.
Yep.
But if we slowed it down, make sure that the trim tabs were in the right position, and active trim was on, and did a nice slow increase in throttle, then bow rise was really nothing to worry about it.
Absolutely. Up on the dash, under our 3 22-inch screens, we have our redundant tactile buttons. There's also an induction charger, both port and starboard, as well as AC or heat vents, with 2 also in the center for the helmsman. There's also the joystick, controls for our trim tab, and engine controls. Just below that, we have our tactile buttons for our seat adjustments fore and aft, as well as USBs.
The steering wheel is on a tilt base. I have another induction charger right next to the steering wheel. On the port side, there's the side power bow thruster controls, a head unit for the stereo, and there's a drawer on both the port and starboard side.
Behind this panel is a clean and well thought out electrical panel. Overhead, the JL Audio speakers, the controls for our spotlight, our mercury gauges, and Seakeeper, as well as VHF.
And as you can see, all the chairs have heavy-duty armrests, the flip-down bolsters, and there is a very thick cushion in that performance decking underneath the foot. So
3/4 inches.
3/4 inches, wow. I've been standing here for about an hour as we make our way south to Biscayne Bay, and my feet are still feeling pretty good.
On those days when you want a little more breeze in, this front windshield opens completely. And it's such a substantial system, you can run at any speed with that at any height.
It's also going to cut down on the glare in this space in those early mornings and at night. And I imagine that it's a lot easier in docking situations to communicate with the person at the bow.
Yeah, a little less arguments. Something else I actually noticed by standing up here is the dash slopes down as it goes forward to give us that increased visibility.
And it's completely covered by that vinyl so that it reduces glare. This whole helm area is very ergonomically laid out, and I don't think you could fit another inch of screen in that dash.
I think you're right. Let's go see what it all controls. Traditionally, in a center console, the space below in the equipment room, there's just not as much in that type of hull design, but Formula has done a really good job on thinking this through and fitting everything down here. Things like the Seakeeper 6, the electrical system, generator, also the sea chest, and the shore core tub.
I also like that they've put plastic ends over all the hose clamps so that you're not going to catch yourself on those.
Yes, it's crawling around down here, that could be an issue. Also, the wiring is secured with insulated clamps. You know, I don't see a lot of zip ties down here like sometimes you do. Granted, this is a small space, but they were able to hinge this floor to give you access to all of your pumps to flush out your air conditioners.
On the Formula, they have the joystick piloting for outboards already engaged, and they've synced it with the side power bow thruster. So this docking maneuver should be pretty painless. I'm going to come in, get lined up with the dock, and simply just use that joystick to walk the boat over nice and slow and easy to this floating dock that we've got here in the marina.
And I'm gonna be the best deckhand you've ever had.
Ooh, I'm excited.
About 15 feet.
Thank you.
Good. 4 at the stern, 5 at the bow. All right, coming off.
Well, that was a pretty easy docking maneuver. With the bow thrusters integrated with the joystick, docking this boat is a breeze.
That's our performance evaluation of Formula's 457 CCS.
And we did do a full features walkthrough of this boat as well, so be sure to look out for that video. And remember, life's always better on a boat.